Come on, put your hands together.
Bishop James J. Hinsley Sr., founding Jurisdictional Prelate of Central Georgia Jurisdiction. After the Church of God in Christ discontinued its use of the title overseer and embraced the use of the title bishop, Bishop Riley F. Williams was appointed as the first bishop of Georgia, where he served from 1925 to 1946. Mother Lillian Brooks Coffey was appointed as the first supervisor of the women's work in the state of Georgia. At the end of Bishop Riley F. Williams' tenure in 1946, the Georgia COGIC administration divided the jurisdiction along geographical lines, which resulted in the creation of Northern Georgia Jurisdiction and the Southern Georgia Jurisdiction. Bishop James J. Hinsley Sr. was appointed as the first bishop of Northern Georgia Jurisdiction, and Bishop Fred Winans was selected as the first bishop of Southern Georgia Jurisdiction. In 1948, Bishop James J. Hinsley Sr. vacated his position in Northern Georgia and was succeeded by Bishop J. Howard Dell, whose initial jurisdictional supervisor was Mother Mamie Bivens. Bishop Hinsley was born and raised in Macon, Georgia. He initially came to Atlanta while in his early teens. He would later meet and marry a young, avid humanitarian, Lydia Powell, who was born and reared in Griffin, Georgia. Both of young Lydia's parents had passed away while she was still a young girl. She was the oldest of her parents' 6 children and was committed to supporting her siblings until they reached adulthood. In search of better economic opportunities for herself and her siblings, Lydia moved to Atlanta, Georgia, with her siblings in tow, where she met her husband. They were joined in holy matrimony in 1917. She was a committed worker in the church and served right by her husband's side in every aspect of his life and ministry. Eventually, the Lord blessed them to have 3 children of their own: James J. Hinsley Jr., Luther R. Hinsley Sr., and Gwendolyn H. Howard. In 1947, Bishop Hinsley accepted the pastorate of Sims Street Church of God in Christ, Pittsburgh Temple. He was subsequently appointed by Bishop Charles H. Mason as the jurisdictional prelate of Central Georgia Jurisdiction. In 1951, he was appointed as pastor of the Marietta Church of God in Christ, which repositions itself into the Central Georgia Jurisdiction. Bishop Hinsley preached out many churches that served under his leadership in the Central Georgia Jurisdiction. He continued to labor and serve faithfully, and the jurisdiction grew. Between 1951 and 1953, Bishop Hinsley led the building of a new historical $90,000 edifice to accommodate the work and services of the Central Georgia Jurisdiction. Pittsburgh Temple moved into the new edifice, and the Church of God in Christ Chief Apostle Bishop Charles H. Mason dedicated the new building and changed its name to Hinsley Temple Church of God in Christ in honor of its builder, Bishop James J. Hinsley Sr. The building served as jurisdictional headquarters for Central Georgia Jurisdiction for many years. The jurisdiction proved to be progressive and grew rapidly. Churches continued to be added until the Lord called Bishop Hinsley from labor to reward in 1963. He left behind his dedicated wife of 46 years, Mother Lydia Hinsley, to carry on the work. Bishop James J. Hinsley Sr. was succeeded by Bishop John Dale Husband as jurisdictional prelate of the Central Georgia Jurisdiction.